Okay, I couldn't find all the files of this, but I wanted to show you. Something about how I did the clothes. Now, she's kind of a super heroine, so she's basically wearing, a swimsuit and thigh-high boots. But I wanted to show you the edge of the clothes. Now, I had to come up with a way to do this, and I wanted kind of a lip, like a hard line. And doing that in sculpting has always been kind of difficult for me. So the question was, how would I manage this? And this is basically what I came up with. I have another sculpt coming up soon which will show this a little better. I can't seem to find part of the video for the top of this little outfit, but this will show you basically what I did was, so I took a cube, turned it into a rectangle, and just wrapped it around her body where I wanted the edge of the suit to be. And this was kind of slow and tedious, but the idea then is later I would boolean it to the figure and then smooth it out using sculpting. And you would only be able to see the seam where the costume end, not where that piece joined it, right? And that was the idea. And it actually works pretty well. If you need a hard edge lip on something. Now, I went really tiny. Oh, here you can see me fixing a little error. It was like a little, sometimes you get like this little pinch in Blender. Oh, and here I decided to swap out the hands. That's what you see here, but I don't really go over that much. I basically just swapped it out for an earlier version of the hands and then redid them. But as I was saying before, sometimes when you're working with the vertices, you get sort of a pinch point, and it's really hard to get them to open up. So you can usually fix it by remeshing, but the problem is when you get to this point, if you remesh and you don't remesh at a very high level, you lose some of the hard edges in the spot. So that's probably why I didn't want to do that there. And now you just see me going over and smoothing things out and, adding a little volume where I thought I needed it. And later all I did with the hands is I hit edit mode on the body, and you just select one pixel and then you kiss L, and it will select all of the ones attached to that. And since it's separated from the main body, it'll just select the old hands. So I deleted the old hands, and then I appended in the new hands that I cut off from an old version of the sculpt and brought it back in. Because I forgot about this. I did eventually decide to get rid of the live long and prosper look. It just didn't seem natural to me. It seemed kind of funky. I had forgotten all about that when I talked about it earlier. It just seemed easier to print it with the fingers all together, and it seemed a little more natural too, since those fingers are very tiny. Okay, and here you can just see me adding, smoothing things out a little bit. I spend a lot of time getting it. You don't want any like inconsistencies in the surface of a character unless they're conforming to some anatomy point or something like that. So a lot of times I will turn and twist the figure and look at it from different angles in order to make sure that everything's nice and smooth and round and looks good. And I think here you're going to see me smoothing out the top part. Like I said, sorry, I can't seem to find where I modeled that, but you're not missing much. That was even slower and more tedious because it was a larger piece. But I wanted to give that, aspect to her costume, so it was worth it for me. And that's pretty much the sculpting on Dr. Girlfriend. You know the bit, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.